Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next edition of Prospect Watch with your host, Lance Green.
Hello and welcome to Prospect Watch, a podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. Like Steel said, I'm your host, Lance Green, and of course, joining me is my co-host, Steel. Steel, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. How you doing?
I am doing pretty well. This week's special guest is none other than the USHL's leading scorer, Daniel Shlaine. Daniel, how are you? And thank you so much for joining us.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being here with us. By the way, folks, if you like what we're doing, please hit the like and subscribe button right now so you get notifications when next episodes come out. Lance, what do you say we do a little getting familiar with this guy?
For sure. So, guys, for those of you that may not have heard of Daniel, I assure you, you soon will, because this young forward is currently taking the United States Hockey League by storm, scoring 5 goals and 6 assists for 11 points in only 9 games played so far this season. The reason for this is he's able to process the game at a rate that is so fast that before most players can react, he is already 2 steps ahead of them and on his way to the net. All right. So, Steele, without further ado, let's get this young man some questions to ask, huh?
Oh, all right. I'm ready to go. Daniel, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Now, you just heard Lance talk a little bit about your game, but
hmm
could you maybe give us a player in the NHL right now that perhaps maybe you've molded your game after, or somebody that you kind of take after trait wise or something?
hmm Yeah, I think one of the players I'm trying to kind of model my game after would be Sebastian Aho. Um, I watched him a lot, especially recently in past year or two. I think we have a lot of similarities in the game. I think what he does well, I'm kind of trying to do well as well, is just playing 200 feet, being, having a good success, in the D zone, the O zone, winning a lot of draws and just making plays for my buddies out there and being smart. He is a really talented player and, he's pretty young and he's been in the league for, 4 or 5 years and he's proven himself being a, number one center, 200-foot center, being really talented. So that's one player for sure. I've been trying to model my game after.
I can kind of see that, Lance. I kind of see that watching the tape on Daniel here. I can kind of see that. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think that guy is a extremely underrated player in the NHL. Very talented in his own right, but of course, Carolina, even though they did so well in the playoffs the past couple of years, they're still kind of a smaller market team, and guys just get looked over. But man, that kid is an amazing talent. As same as this young man sitting in with us today. So.
For sure.
All right. Well, before joining the Stars, you attended and played for the prestigious Shaltuck St. Mary's prep team that,
hmm
of course, we know brought us stars like Sidney Crosby, Parise, Jonathan Taves, Jack Johnson, just to name a few. So can you tell us how playing there may have prepared you to get off to such a hot start in the United States Hockey League?
Yeah, man. I mean, unbelievable program, one of the best, if not the best in the whole country. Um, they have unbelievable coach and staff in every single team. It doesn't really matter, what team you play for. Obviously, I've been there for 5 years. That's when I moved from Russia to United States, and Started there playing my freshman year. I've been on the all 4 teams: U14, U15, U16, and like just you said, boys prep team. But yeah, I mean that program is just unbelievable, and the amount of players that came from there and playing in the NHL these days is just, you can list like hundreds of them. Unbelievable. Uh, I mean, they had a lot of success, 30 years ago, and that still goes on. I mean, just for example, past first overall Macklin Celebrini was there. They have tremendous success, and I think it starts with coach and staff because they kind of know what they want from us as young players. They really detailed on our practices and stuff, and that's what kind of built success in that program. But yeah, personally, I really enjoyed there all my 5 years there. Had great time, and I learned a lot of stuff, and I came prepared to USHL because of that for sure.
For sure. You know what? That actually leads into my next question here for you, Daniel, and that's
hmm
this. So what was the name of the town that you were born in Russia?
Moscow.
Oh, so you were born in Moscow. Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that'd be the
Okay,
capital. Yeah.
so how did you get to Shattuck St. Mary's Prep
hmm
from
Um,
Moscow, Russia?
yeah, yeah, it's a long way for sure. So actually, I have an older brother, Artem. He's playing his 5th year in ASU right now. But so what happened is we kind of wanted both to go to play in the US for a long time, and then he actually went to play in Florida, South Florida Hockey Academy for a year. Um, and then the next year he moved to Shattuck. So that was his first year, his junior year. And he liked it a lot. I watched a couple of his games online, and he has been saying this that unbelievable program, unbelievable school. It's a good way to kind of balance school and hockey. Um, and then the next year, so that would have been his senior year, my freshman year. We moved together. My parents moved with me. Then we rented an apartment there in Faribault. It's a little town where
Oh,
Shattuck
wow.
is.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much my whole family moved, and it's been great. It's been great till then. I'm appreciate that my parents did that for us. It was a big move for them, for sure. So
Wow, that's a great story, man.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So last season was technically your first year of draft eligibility, correct?
Yep.
All right. And we know you didn't get drafted, but can you tell us if that played a role in your decision to come to the USHL? Or was it the fact that after scoring, what, 74 points last season, you just felt it was time to move on to something else?
hmm Yeah. Actually, a funny story is, so that would have been the summer 2022, I think. So, I was actually drafted to Omaha Lancers, and then so for last year, I was supposed to already play in the NHL. Oh, in the no, sorry, NHL is too early. In the USHL, and
Mhm.
then it kind of didn't work out with Omaha and stuff, and I decided to come back for another year to Shattuck for my last year. Um, and I had a lot of success there. Learned, even more things from head coach Tom Ward. He helped me fix my little details in the D zone, O zone, whatever it was. And then, yeah, the plan was to play in the USHL after this year, no matter if, I got drafted or not. So didn't really matter for me.
Okay.
Okay, so then that would kind of, how did you get to Lincoln, Nebraska to play for the Stars? And what was your first impression when you got to the Stars about the facility and the fans and everything?
hmm Yeah, I was very fortunate to get drafted this summer to Lincoln. And then obviously arrived here in late August for training camp. Met a lot of guys, all new faces. I knew some of the players from last year who I played against, play with. But then yeah, I mean, I immediately liked the coach and staff. They've been great so far with me and with the whole team. They care about us. So I think it's been great here for sure. Fan base has been good. We had our first home opener game 3 weeks ago against Green Bay, and then even though there was not whole uh, stadium packed, it was still super super loud, which kind of impressed me because they really care. They really do care about our team and how successful we're gonna get.
Exactly. And the United States Hockey League is a very important league in the United States, and a lot of people do follow it. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that
Yeah.
may not be that many people there, but they are loud.
I
Yeah,
think
for
it's
sure.
definitely growing all the time as
It
well. I
is.
mean, and especially when you get players, such as this young man joining, some smaller market teams and, just growing the sport in those areas that, isn't predominantly, uh, you know, uh, a hockey centric, town. But anyway, speaking of the Stars, how have guys like Jack Bakar and Blake Montgomery, who played with the Stars last year, played a part in having such a smooth transition for you this season?
Yeah. So I actually knew Blake Montgomery from I was playing against him for the past 2 years before last season. He was in Mount St. Charles. We play against him in Shattuck a lot of times. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's their second year in the league, and they helped me a lot. Just kind of get used to the guys and the speed of the game. They obviously just kind of helped me in the locker room and stuff. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, they're just great guys, great hockey players. Obviously, they had success last year, so and then they keep having it this year. So it's great.
That's awesome, man, for sure. And it's nice to have those kind of people that, help you get into that transition. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So, speaking of people helping you out, right? You mentioned your older brother Artem, and what kind of advice did he give you, kind of heading into this season? You feel that has really kind of helped you? Is it giving you someone to train with in the off season, or what kind of things has your brother done to help you for this season?
Oh, he's been great. I mean, I haven't obviously I'm not telling that, but deep down, like um, I know that he's been my forever, second guy, and ever since I came to Shattuck, he always been supporting me. Always talking to me, whatever I need to fix, and sometimes I don't listen to him because why would I? But no, deep down, I know that he has been trying to help me for sure, and yeah, we trained together the whole summer, pretty much every summer since we came to US. And then after some games, I would call him and ask him about my shifts, and because he's trying to watch most of my games, and he has been this year, so it's been great. But yeah, like we've been on the call and then saying like, yeah, like what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then I watch his games and then say it to him, if I'm brave enough. But um, no, he is really supportive, and I really appreciate him for that, for sure.
Well, now you are going to tell him that you did this show, right?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well, he might see it because it's going to be plastered everywhere, so you might not have a
Mm,
choice.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
I agree.
All right. So speaking of, your brother playing in the NCAA right now, I think I saw you committed to play for the University of Minnesota Duluth.
Hmm.
Is that true? And if so, how'd you come to pick them from the multitude of other teams out there?
Yeah. It's been a long process for me, and I've been kind of holding on and kind of taking my time and comparing schools if it makes sense to what's the best for me, what's the best fit for me. And then at the end of the day, it came down for UMD. I think the main thing is obviously they had a lot of tons of success, in the past 20 years. They won three championships, so that's huge. They're obviously the winning program. They want to win. But I think the main thing for me is that their coaching staff, their head coach, reminded me a lot of my Shattuck prep coach, Tom Ward. They actually been working together and playing together and coaching against each other for like 30, 40 years. So they know each other very well. So I think Coach Sandelin kind of reminds me of him, and that's kind of why I picked University of Minnesota Duluth, and I think I see myself there to having success more than the other schools. So that's why I kind of went with that.
Okay.
That's definitely a good program. I mean, they're consistently in the, Frozen Four or the, at the end of the year here. So, I mean, that's a really good program. So we'll be definitely checking you out for sure, playing them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, uh, if I were to ask you to explain to an NHL executive that passed on you this past draft, tell me, what would you say to them right now if they asked you, "Hey, why should we pick you?"
They will see the result in 5, 6 years. Why would they pass on me? So that's all I gotta say.
I heard that.
Oh
heard
man, I
that.
like that. I
They will see.
like that. Okay, okay. Lance, you got anything else for this young man?
Yeah, what do you have a major in mind when you head up to Minnesota besides hockey, obviously, but you can't really get a degree in that, so
Um, I think that I will go something between business and sport management. I think that after obviously whenever hockey is going to be over, because at some point it will, you got to take care of yourself and still, find a job that, you will earn money, obviously, because, hockey is, you can't play it forever. But, I really want to be a hockey, it's not like something associated with hockey, like hockey general manager, like hockey coach. I've been playing like NHL, and every single time like the guys like play, my teammates play, they always like play the games, like between each other. And I don't really play. I only play like GM mode because like I want to control, like my own team and like trade people and draft people. Like that's I don't know. I'm just like really passionate about it. So
Okay,
yeah,
there you go, man. All right,
I do the same thing. I like building a team more than playing
playing.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game
exactly.
itself. Yeah.
Daniel, you see, you're in with like crowd here. Okay, so we're
Right,
we're
right.
all we're all of that ilk. We would much rather build the team and watch them win and sit back and go, yeah, I made that.
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we got a really good one here. And um, by the way, if you guys like what we do, please hit the like and subscribe button. All you have to do is hit that thumbs up for sure, and then hit that subscribe button, and then you'll get notification when all kinds of other great shows come out and let you know about great interviews that we had here with Daniel. So, Lance, thank you very much for all that you do for SteelFlyers All Sports Network. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. And thank you, Daniel, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Really appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us on Prospect Watch, and we will catch you all in the next episode.